spine being long, our sitting bones in the mat, shoulders down and away from the ears. Let's tip the chin to the chest and bring the hands to the back of the head and just apply a light and gentle amount of pressure to the back of the head. Give the back of the neck a nice stretch. Not too much pressure, just enough. Breathing through that stretch, and then letting it go and tipping the chin up to the sky. And then bringing it back to neutral. Let's bring the arm out, right arm out straight in front of us, having the palm facing us, fingertips down towards the floor, and then taking the left hand, just pushing the hand towards the body, so getting a nice stretch in the right forearm and wrist area. And breathing through that stretch. Being aware of any sensations you feel here. Not pushing too hard, but just enough that it's challenging and feels good still. And then flipping the palm out so that it's away from you, fingertips down, and then taking that left hand and bringing the fingertips back towards your body. So now you're stretching the other part of the wrist, the underside of the forearm, and opening that up. And breathing through the stretch. Let's let that go and bring up the left arm straight out in front, fingertips facing towards you, palm towards you, fingertips down, taking that right hand and bringing the left palm gently towards your body. Enjoying the nice stretch in your arm, forearm, and wrist. Taking a couple breaths there, and then flipping the palm away from you, fingertips down, and with the right hand bringing the fingertips towards you. Gently challenging, not too much. Let's release that, and we'll get some movement in our torso area. Let's bring our chest and shoulders forward and to one side and rotating back, other side and forward, kind of like you're stirring a pot with your chest, which is funny to think about, but I don't know, hopefully it's helpful for the visual. It's how I visualize it. Getting some movement in the torso area, the lower back. And then coming to a gentle stop, let's move into the opposite direction. And make sure we breathe in a way that's comfortable as we stir the pot. And slowly coming to stop. Let's now take the right arm and bring it up and over so that we're touching basically our right shoulder blade with our right hand. We'll take the left hand and reaching for the right shoulder, which should be pointing to the sky, let's pull back just a little bit for a right tricep stretch. And in this pose, we keep the spine long, we keep the head in line with the spine, so we're not like tipping it forward or tipping it back, but it's nicely aligned. Head on top of spine. And pulling back a little bit more if that feels good for you today. Now dropping the left hand and keeping the right hand where it is, let's bring the left arm behind our back and bringing the fingertips of the left hand so that it's yearning towards the right fingertips. So yearning could be, they're a few inches away. You can't see back there, but you can tell there's a bit of a gap. It could be that fingertips are touching, or it could be that the fingertips are are able to grab hold of one another and interlock. Any of those are great. The main thing is that we're enjoying the opening of the chest, a little bit of a back bend, opening up some length into our right tricep, and getting some nice movement into our shoulders, particularly the left shoulder. And breathing. And try to be aware in this position of keeping the right elbow to sky, head aligned on spine, and trying to be mindful of any tension that you're feeling and deliberately try to relax it. Sometimes we feel a little bit, we get a little gripping in these poses, and it's like, oh yeah, I see that gripping. Let me soften that up a little bit. And then lowering the arms down. Shake it out a little if that feels nice. Let's bring the left arm up and over. So left palm is patting yourself on the back. We take the right hand and bring it to the left elbow. Being mindful of our head position, left elbow to sky. And gently pushing back on the left elbow with your right hand. And breathing. Enjoying the stretch in your left tricep. Let's drop the right arm and then bring it behind us and fingertips up in the direction of the left fingertips, or touching or interlinking fingertips. This is known as Gomukhasana arms. Keeping that left elbow pointing to the sky and relaxing into any points of tension as you breathe. Let's drop the hands, shake it out a bit if you like, and then taking the right arm and bringing it across your chest, bringing the left arm up and acting like a bracket for your right arm, almost like a shelf bracket. And then pulling back gently with your left arm, and then bringing your right shoulder gently back so it's resisting, and creating a bit of a stretch in your right shoulder. Spine nice and long, crown to sky. Breathing through the stretch, trying to enjoy the stretch. And then lowering it down and bringing the left arm across your body, right arm up into that bracket that supports the left arm. And pulling back with the left shoulder and pulling back with the right arm. And just noticing anything you feel in this position. I noticed that when I did it with the left side, my left front shoulder kind of went, squeezed up a little bit. You know, just felt a little different than the other side, and then try to breathe into it and relax the muscles as we go. But of course, not ignoring any pain. If something feels painful, you either ease off or you don't do it. No sense in pushing yourself too much here. And then dropping it down. And now let's move to a tabletop position. So in tabletop, we're mindful of our knees. Knees are under hips and wrists are under shoulders. And here we're going to bring the right foot back so that the balls of the feet are towards the back of the mat. And pressing into our hands, making sure we feel nice and stable across the chest and supported. We're not collapsing down. We're going to push back into the right heel for a right calf stretch, keeping the right leg nice and straight and strong. Pushing into our hands, feeling stable. And then lifting the right foot up and bringing it to the back left corner of the mat. Again, feeling nice and stable and pushing into the hands so we're feeling supported in the chest area, we're going to look to the left at our right foot and heel at the back corner and get a lovely stretch in the right hip. And breathing into that stretch. And easing off or leaning in as feels good to you today. And coming back to tabletop. Let's do the same on the other side. So left leg back, all the way back, balls of the feet on the mat. And leaning into that left heel, pushing it back towards the back of the mat. You can pulse that feeling if that's nice, or you can just lean into it. And breathe and stay strong in the hands and strong in the chest. Feeling that lovely stretch in the back calf. Woohoo, that's a good feeling. And then picking the toes up and bringing them over to the right back corner of the mat. Watching how our chest is, that we're nice and stable and pushed into the mat with our hands. Let's take a look to the right, to our back foot in the right back corner. And feeling some nice sensation in the left hip. Breathing, not holding our breath. Being mindful of letting the breath flow. Let's come back to tabletop. Now bringing the right leg back, straight back in front of you, elevated, bringing the left arm up, straight out in front of you, nice and elevated. And if you're good here, you can stay here. If you'd like to have a bit of an abdominal crunch, you can bring it in so that knee and elbow meet in the middle, and then stretch it back out and lower it down to tabletop. Same on the other side. So left leg back, right arm straight out in front. Bring it in for a crunch if you like. And extend it back out and bring it down. Now let's do a few rounds of that on our own, either by just extending or by extending and crunching. Being mindful of our breath. Not holding our breath, which I know sometimes we feel kind of, inclined to do, but it's a lot easier if we let that breath go. And one more time. And planting it down, back onto all fours, tabletop. Let's take the right arm. Actually, sorry. Let's take the left hand, make sure it's stably planted into the mat. That's the important first step. Then we'll take the right hand, bring it up, overhead, fingertips to sky, and bring it down across your chest, laying the right shoulder down on the mat, right palm up. And then if you like, you can take the left arm and extend it straight forward to the top of the mat. This is thread the needle, looking to the left. Checking your hip alignment so that your knees are underneath your hips. You can do a little adjustment if you'd like to. And also being aware of how your neck feels. We don't want the neck to feel compressed. So if it feels a little compressed, you lift the head up and bring it just gently, ever so slightly up towards the top of the mat. If you'd like a little bit more, you can take the left arm and wrap it around your back so that your left fingertips touch your right inner thigh. That's not mandatory, it's an option. As feels good for you. And one or two more breaths here as you feels good for you. And then coming back up to tabletop. Now for the other side, making sure that we're nice and stable in the right palm, Our palm is nicely connected with the mat. Our fingertips are spread out for extra stability. We bring the left arm up, fingertips to sky, and then bringing it down across the chest, left palm facing up, gently lowering that left shoulder down, adjusting hips and knees so that they're over top of one another, adjusting the neck so it's not compressed by bringing the face sort of up and closer to the top of the mat. And then if you like, you can extend the right arm out straight in front towards the top of the mat. Or if you want to bring it behind for the bind, you can do so, as feels good to you. Enjoying some nice breathing here. And unwinding and coming back to tabletop. Let's bring the right foot forward in between the hands. And then bringing the hands up and fingertips to sky. Crescent lunge. Feeling the nice lengthening of the front left hip flexor. Let's now take the arms and bring them down to angel wings. So really being conscious of bringing those shoulder blades together, the elbows coming together. You may want to be mindful of your right front foot, that it's nice and firmly planted and that the toes can lift up and spread, and then gently put them down for extra stability. And then if you like, you can take your hands and clasp them behind your back, arms nice and long and strong to really open up that chest and those collarbones if that feels good. And then framing the front foot with your hands once again. Let's tuck the back toes and lift the back knee for a low lunge. And then hopping it forward and gently rolling up to a standing position, to Tadasana. So in Tadasana, our feet are hip width apart, feet firmly planted. We should be able to lift the toes up and then spread them and put them back down for stability. And we bring our fingertips towards the ground, shoulders down and away from the ears, belly engaged. Feeling the strength of mountain pose. Then bringing up the arms so that they're at a 45-degree angle out in front of us, and then having a seat, lowering down. Not a seat all the way onto the bottom of your mat, but lowering your hips down into chair pose. Keeping the knees hip width apart so the knees aren't coming together. You can stay here, or if you'd like, bring your hands to the heart center prayer position. And you can take your right elbow and hook it onto the outer left knee. And then looking over the shoulder, the left shoulder, for a revolved chair. Coming back to center. And then taking the left elbow and hooking it on the outer right knee and looking over the right shoulder, coming back to center and coming back up to Tadasana. Now taking the left foot and stepping it back towards the back of your mat and spreading both feet so that they're, about 3 feet apart, so that they're definitely wider than hip width. Bringing the arms up into high prayer at the top, into star pose. Nice and long through the torso. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Arms extended to the sky. Now let's pivot the front right foot so that the right heel is roughly in line with the left arch. We'll bend that front right knee so that knee is over heel, and then open up the arms into a T for warrior two. Feeling nice and broad and strong. Across the chest, you can pivot your left foot, either more in towards the right or further away, depending on how that feels to you today. Nice and broad across the chest, looking over the right fingertips. And making sure you can see the right big toes. Let's drop the left arm, fingertips to the floor, and bring the right arm up and over for peaceful warrior. A little bit of a back bend. Gazing up to the sky. Back to warrior two. From here, let's lower the right forearm onto the right thigh, top of the right thigh. Bring that left arm at a 45-degree angle, reaching out from the shoulder area, extended side angle, rotating that left shoulder back so that we're not collapsing forward. If you'd like, you can stay here. You can drop the right hand to the ground, the left fingertips pointing straight to the sky. And just enjoy the feeling of the strength of your legs and the expansiveness of your chest and arms in this pose. Coming back for a forearm to thigh, and arm at the 45-degree angle. Let's come it back up to warrior two. Arms in a nice strong T, like someone's grabbing on either hand to pull you in either direction. And then windmilling the hands forward to frame the front right foot, low lunge. And back to tabletop. Now, same on the other side. We'll bring the left foot forward, bringing the arms up, fingertips to sky, crescent lunge. This time, let's grab the left forearm with your right hand and tip just slightly to the right. Open up the left side body and challenge your balance a little bit too. Breathe, don't hold your breath. Let's bring it back to center. Now grabbing the right forearm with the left hand, tipping to the left, rolling the shoulder back. Coming back to center. Framing the front foot with the hands, tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee to a low lunge. Let's hop it forward so that feet are together at the front of the mat and coming up to standing. Tadasana with the fingertips down towards the ground, shoulder blades together, nice open chest. We're going to have a little fun with some balancing Tadasana, so feeling nice and stable, bringing those arms down towards, fingertips down towards the ground, and then lifting up on the balls of our feet. Just to have a little fun with that. And lowering down. Let's drop into our seat, bringing the arms up and out forward at a 45-degree angle. And you can stay here if you're happy here, or if you'd like to bring the arms behind you so that your hands are basically on either side of your hips, leaning forward and then gently coming up on the toes for diver pose. Now, the nice thing about diver pose is your hands aren't too far away from the ground if you need them. It's a nice little challenge to the balance. And coming back down and standing back up into Tadasana. Let's bring the right foot back towards the back of the mat, more than hip width apart. Arms up to high prayer into star pose. Feeling nice and long in the torso. Now tipping the left foot towards the front of the mat so that the left heel is in line with the right arch. Bending that left knee, knee over heel, opening up the chest into warrior two. Shoulders down, arms nice and straight and strong, looking over your left fingertips, making sure you can see your left big toe. Bringing the knee to the left if you can't, just a little. Dropping the right arm, bringing the left arm up and over, behind, peaceful warrior. Taking a nice breath in peaceful warrior. Bringing it down to warrior two, nice and expansive across the chest. Dropping the left forearm to left upper thigh, bringing the right arm up and over, extended out of the shoulder blades about 45 degrees. Rotating the shoulder back a little bit if you notice it rolling forward. And you can stay here or drop that left hand and lift right hand to sky. I find it's helpful and grounding to look down at the ground. For this pose, if you want, you can look up to the sky, as feels good for you. Coming back onto the thigh with the forearm, bringing that arm at a 45-degree angle. Coming back to warrior two. I think that's what we did last time. Sometimes I kind of lose track, but that feels about right. And then let's rotate it around so that the hands frame the front foot, and we're in a low lunge again. And coming back to tabletop. Now coming back onto a seated position, and let's place our feet on the mat in front of us, knees bent, knees to the sky, getting ready for boat pose. So holding the back of our legs, our hamstrings, and being conscious of opening the chest, rolling back the shoulders, leaning back just a little, and if we like, we can take the feet and bringing the shins parallel to the ground. And then if we want, we can release the hands forward and release the feet upward, legs long, engaging that core, probably feeling a little shake. And breathing, don't hold your breath. Open the chest and slowly drop it down. Let's bring our hands behind us. So hands are under shoulders, and push the hips up to the sky for reverse tabletop. Opening up the shoulders, lifting up those hips, feeling strong with our feet in the ground and our hands in the ground. Neck back relaxed. And lowering those hips down. And let's extend the right leg forward, bringing the left foot into the right inner thigh for a Janu pose, Janu fold. Taking a moment to be nice and long in the spine, crown to sky. Nice open chest, and leading with the heart coming forward over the leg. And breathing into the stretch in the back of your leg. If you're able to inch forward just a little bit more, go for it. If that doesn't feel good to you today, you stay where you are. Keep the right foot flexed, toes to sky. Then leading with the heart coming up. Let's do a gentle twist. So we're going to turn our torso to the left, bringing the right hand so that it uses the left top of the thigh as leverage. And elongate the spine, crown to sky, and then twist to the left. Elongating on the inhale. Exhale and twist. And then for a little bit of a counter pose, let's bring both hands to the right, just to balance it out a little. And let's take the left foot and plant it down on the ground. So knee to the left, knee to the sky, keeping that right leg nice and long, toes pointing to the sky. We'll do a Marichiasana A, which is bringing the left arm on the inside of your left thigh, and then wrapping your arm around the back of your leg so that your palm will be facing outward and the top of your hand will be kind of touching your hip or butt area on the left side. And then we take the right arm and interlink fingers or come close to it. Elongate the spine, pulling out of the pelvis and leading with the heart coming over the legs here. Relaxing down over the legs. And if you're able to urine your chest forward more towards your toes, go for it. And if you're comfy where you are, you can stay where you are. Coming up, leading with the heart, and then elongating the left leg in front of you on the mat. Let's take the right foot and bring sole of the right foot into the inner left thigh. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling as we lengthen, and then leading with the heart and exhaling over the leg. Relaxing down into this Janu fold. And you can take your arm and pull yourself forward a little if you like, or just hang out where you are. And then leading with the heart and coming back up. And we'll do a Janu twist on the other side. So bring the right hand behind you, left hand losing your right thigh as leverage, elongating on the inhale, crown to sky, and then exhaling and looking right. Inhale, lengthen, exhale and twist. Enjoying how that feels. And then doing the counter pose with both hands to the left. Let's take the right foot and plant it on the mat, knee pointing upward, bringing the right arm on the inside of your right leg. Wrapping that arm around your right leg so that the right back of the hand is touching around the hip area, the right hip area. And then taking the left hand and coming either close to or interlocking fingers. You can also adjust your right foot a little closer to your body if that helps with the accessibility of the pose. And now the forward fold is always an option. You never have to forward fold. If you're comfortable hanging out here, that's great. Or if you want to elongate on the inhale and then exhale and lower over the leg. Really trying to relax into the pose. And then leading with the heart and coming back up. Let's take the left shin and place it parallel to the top of the mat. Let's take the right thigh and place it parallel to the top of the mat, and the right shin and bring it parallel to the side of the mat to deer pose. Elongating, pulling up through the spine out of the pelvis, and then coming over your front leg, either to your hands, to your forearms, or all the way down, and relaxing into that place that feels good for you. Trying to relax the shoulders and the hands and the arms and the face. And breathing into that stretch in your left outer hip. And then leading with the heart and coming back up. Let's take that right leg and place right ankle on top of left knee and right knee on top of left ankle for fire log. And flexing our feet in fire log. Bringing the shoulders down and away and the shoulder blades together, opening up that heart. You're probably feeling a bit of action going on in the outer hips, just like this. If you're anything like me, just kind of fun. And you can either stay here or leading with the heart and coming over the legs, using your hands as a stopping point. Your forearms are coming further down if you like. And relaxing the head and relaxing the neck, but keeping those feet flexed. And breathing through the stretch in your outer hips. And leading with the heart and coming back up. Nice long spine, crown to the sky. Let's leave the right shin parallel to the top of the mat, left thigh parallel to the top of the mat, and then left calf parallel to the side of the mat. Nice and long in the spine. And then exhaling and coming forward onto hands, forearms, or further. And using this, thinking about the concept of savoring, using this as an opportunity to really just relax into the pose and enjoy this beautiful stretch in the back of your leg, especially the right hip area. It's really nice. And try to relax your face and your hands and your shoulders as you breathe. And leading with the heart and coming back up. Let's take the left shin and put it on top, lay it on top of right shin so that knees and heels are stacked and feet are flexed and spine is long. And we can either stay here or exhaling and leading with the heart and coming forward. A little or a lot over the legs, but wherever we come to, just trying to soften our body, except for our feet. We keep those flexed, but otherwise soften the body. And enjoy the feeling of the stretch. We're here, we might as well enjoy it. And leading with the heart and coming back up. And now let's recline onto our back. And maybe windshield wiping the knees just a little bit, just to kind of relax and neutralize our hips a little. We've been doing a lot of stretching of our hips today. And coming to a gentle stop with the knees to the sky. Let's elongate the right leg and bring the left knee into our chest. And hug it in a little bit and enjoy that nice stretch. Flexing the right foot. And then gently taking the left knee over to the right and adjusting your hips a little bit. You'll probably need to shuffle them around a little bit to keep your body and hips in one nice long line. And bringing the left shoulder down towards the mat. If it helps and you'd like to encourage your left knee closer towards the ground gently, you can do so with your right hand. And extending your left arm into a half T. And relax and breathe here for a moment. Now we're going to do a fun variation of this pose. We've not done this before in this class, so I'll try to talk you through it. If you can extend your, I'm going to shift my hips a little bit because I'm going to run into the wall. If you extend your left leg forward, so your left leg is straight, and then you can grab your left toes with your right hand. And then if you want to try a little bit more, you can bend the right heel so that it's towards your glute, and grab your right foot with your left hand. And then rotate your shoulders so that your left shoulder is facing onto the mat. Both shoulders are on the mat. The chest is to the sky. Your left leg is long, off to the right side. You're grabbing left leg with right hand in your toes, and you're kicking into your right hand. Pardon me, your left hand with your right foot. And this is called cat pulling its tail. And with your bent right leg, you can either just kind of hang out there and relax, or if you want it to be a more active pose, you can actively kick into your left hand for some resistance. Just breathe here for a moment and relax into this pose. Relaxing your back into the ground. And then releasing the pose and coming back to a regular reclined position. Legs extended out. Let's bring the right knee up and into your chest. Bring it in for a nice hug. Nice inhale, and then on the exhale, bring the right knee over to the left side, adjusting the hips so that your body is aligned. You can bring your right shoulder to the mat and extend it out into a half T as you gently hold on to the right knee and encourage it to the ground with your left hand, just gently. Not pushing hard, just gentle encouragement. And then from here, you can go into cat pulling its tail on the other side by elongating the right leg, grabbing right toes with left arm, and then bending left leg and grabbing left foot with right hand. And either just letting it kind of hang there naturally or actively kicking into the hand as you wish. But encouraging the shoulders onto the mat, encouraging the right shoulder down towards the mat, opening the chest to the sky. And breathing. And then unwinding from this pose. Let's do a reclined figure 4 stretch. So keeping the left foot onto the mat, the left knee to the sky, bringing the right leg straight up towards the sky, and then crossing right ankle over left lower thigh, right above the knee. Bringing that left leg in, you can grab behind your hamstring. If you'd like, you can extend left leg to sky. That's up to you. If you want a little bit more of a stretch in your right outer hip, you can grab on the outer part of the shin versus behind the hamstring. And then relax and breathe into that hip stretch. Gently lower it down, feet to the mat, knees to the sky. Bringing the left leg up, heel to sky, crossing it over your right thigh, and then bringing the right leg in and either grabbing behind the hamstring, lengthening that heel up to the sky, or lowering the leg and then reaching around to the front of the shin for a little bit more intense of a stretch. Making sure that we are mindful that there's no gripping in our jaw or our face or our shoulders, really just trying to relax into this pose. Oh my goodness, it's about that time. Holy cats, time flies when you're having fun. So let's lower our feet down to the mat and then extend them all the way to the front of the mat, legs nice and long. Adjusting our shoulder blades so that they're slightly together, so that opens up our chest and our collarbones. Easing gently the shoulders down and away. Arms along the side of your body, palms gently open towards the sky. Feet gently parted. Tongue at the roof of the mouth, just behind the top teeth, the back. Nice and relaxed. Relaxing the face and the eyes. Relaxing the shoulders and the belly and the arms and the hands. Relaxing through the glutes and the thighs and the lower legs and the feet. And really taking a moment to savor the benefits of the practice that you did tonight and your efforts, and enjoying the opportunity just to relax and be in your body. And when you're ready, you can bring knees to sky and feet to mat. Rolling over to one side. And taking a moment to enjoy being in a seated position. And maybe before we turn on cameras and open our eyes, I'm making the assumption your eyes are closed. If they're not, that's cool. Nice soft gaze. And just take a second to note how you feel. Maybe observe what's different in your body and your mind and maybe your spirit from this point right now to where you were feeling when you started. And maybe check in with yourself to see if you accomplished what you meant to accomplish today. If the reason why you came to the class has been met. And I hope it has.